Hello out there. Welcome to the Heavy Montes podcast and my honey show. America, I have a list here. Now, I want to let everybody know that, in my opinion, Donald Trump is a low down, dirty dog. And I'm going to tell you why. Not only because I think he's a pervert and a pedophile, in my opinion, from the evidence I've seen. I think he is a pedophile because no one is going to believe that Ghislaine Maxwell, a known, pedophile, someone who physically abused children sexually, and the judge said she already lied. They said she's a liar, that she's a no good liar. So Donald Trump sent his big lawyer, Todd Blanche, down to the prison, made a deal with her, somebody told me. And now she is in a halfway house. Somebody said she was sipping red wine and eating caviar. Said that they might let her go out for work release. Said that the lady who was in her cell said, I ain't staying with her. So they moved that lady to a big time prison. And so anybody else in the prison, if they complain, you keep your mouth shut or you're going to go right along with that other lady. So they moved this one lady to a bad prison, they say, who was complaining about Ghislaine. Ghislaine gets what she wants. They say that she has Donald Trump by his balls, America. And Donald Trump a taco. He sent this guy down there, and his lawyer called him on the phone and said, look, he said, do whatever you need to do. His lawyer probably told him, said, look, man, this shit gonna look fishy. Donald Trump said, I don't care. So I don't need the people to vote. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this anyway. So anyway, I think that, and also America, all of those people who was out there lying and saying that the Democrats were doing this, okay? It's always them. It's always the Republican Party, huh? If the Republican Party tell you somebody did something bad, it's them. Yeah, I say America. Now, in America, let me look at my list here. He did a high-end thing today, I said, America, a heinous act. He took and sent an email, I'm talking about Donald Trump, to all of his, voters, and people who follow him. And he told the people to please send him $5. Said it was a kind of emergency situation that he wasn't getting enough money from that state. You see it, America? Huh? Donald Trump is like a vampire. I got a vampire picture that I found that I put up, as a thumbnail, with his teeth sticking out there. Because vampires who are billionaires try to get as much out of you as they can. They're not happy enough with, running up to debt $4 trillion and taking our money and laughing at us because those people in the red state are playing for fools. You see what I'm saying? So America, now the government that you have today, is not worthy of your vote no matter who you are. This is the time that the Heavy Monty want to welcome everybody out there to the Democratic Party. Register as a Democrat and get out of that Republican Party. Because that Republican Party may change the rules on your ass. I'm telling you. Now they don't want to do mail-in voting, talking about, all kind of crazy stuff because they know the midterms are coming and we're going to take and wipe the floor with them. We're going to expose them for the criminals that they are, America. Now, Donald Trump, he might have, tried to rip the people off for $5. That's a shame, America. The president of the United States sent emails all that for $5. This is something that happened. The email exists, okay? It's up on Midas, on the Midas Network. They got it up there. We'll check it out and we put it up on the playlist. So anyway, Donald Trump today he was in his car. He was out spending our money playing golf. playing golf, and there was a lot of people standing outside when he was getting to the car, and they flipped him off, America. Huh? Remember I told you? Now people booing, and now people are flipping people off. And I endorse that. Go ahead, flip his ass off, America. So yeah, a bunch of people flipped him off today, because we don't appreciate what he's doing, lying and stuff, and playing around with Ukraine like that. We need to call him on the phone and tell him he better support Ukraine too, America. I have not forgotten about Ukraine. We'll be talking about Ukraine on an upcoming podcast. We need to collect some information. We were just waiting to see what Donald Trump's going to do, you know. But we're tired of waiting. We need to call him, tell him, come on, support Ukraine. But anyway, America, he got flipped off. All right, this is a short podcast because when I do short podcasts, I get a lot of likes and a lot of people, respond. The last thing I want to talk about tonight is Texas. Now, Texas, the Republicans are stupid. They're dumb. You know what I'm saying? And desperate. They're dumb and desperate. Donald Trump called up they say, I don't know how true this is, the governor of Texas and tell him that he needs 5 seats, and these fools did that. So anyway, what happened? They said they got 5, but they might lose 10 in Texas. All right, America? You know why? Because they had to take, land from other little districts to go to this little swingly shit to put all the blacks and all the other people, and so many Hispanics there in Texas. I don't know how the hell, if the Hispanics don't vote for you, and they say they're praying. They said, we praying that the Hispanics vote for us. Hispanics don't vote for a Republican. If you are an Hispanic after what they did to our people, and after they separated husbands and wives and taking children away from their parents and all, you said profiling Hispanics and picking us up, saying because they might have committed a crime. And Hispanics are our people. I call them my people. You see what I'm saying? We don't play that racist stuff around here. So anyway, America, what they're doing to the Hispanics are wrong. So Hispanics in Texas, you don't vote for Republican, they're finished. Because you are the majority. But don't let them run that religious stuff on you. That Jesus gave. They kicked Jesus to the bus. To the street. Excuse me, I don't know how to say it. They kicked him to the curb. Yeah, they kicked Jesus to the curb. You know what I'm saying? Shit. They said it's the immigrants and Jesus' ass gotta go. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened. You see what I'm saying? So don't let them use that religious stuff on you and play you for a fool and talk about they conservative. They ain't nothing conservative about a maggot Republican. Okay, America? You see what I'm saying? So anyway, that's the last thing I want to say, America. Texas, I hope don't vote for nobody in Texas. And if you're a Republican, hey, don't vote for a Republican. Nobody in America should vote for a Republican. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte podcast and the Heavy Monte Comedy Show. We have a convict president backed up by a criminal Republican Party, America. Backed up by a voter suppressionist Supreme Court, and Heavy Monte say never, ever vote for a Republican. And please, America, subscribe to the Heavy Monte YouTube channel.